Stop. Do not advance into the next minute as if it were just a turn. Archangel Miguel does not watch calendars, he watches doors. And if you entered here now, it was not by chance. Maybe you are smiling on the outside and carrying weight on the inside. Maybe you are saying next year it will. But on the inside you already feel the fear of not again. Because there are people who turn the year with fireworks, but on the inside they turn with tiredness. They turn with guilt. They turn with a list of broken promises that no one saw, but Deus saw. They turn with bills, with fights, with hidden habits, with a mess that seems normal, until you realize that this mess is stealing from you. Listen, prosperity and abundance do not enter a house where there is still a gap. It is not a lack of deserving. It is not bad luck. It is not, Deus forgot about me. It is an open door. And today, Miguel did not come to caress your mistake. Miguel came to give you governance. I will not give you a beautiful message. I will give you a method. Simple, direct, executable. You will be able to do it even if you are tired, even if you are alone, even if no one supports you. There are 3 acts, 3 movements at the turn, 3 decisions that activate favor. And if you do all 3, you will feel the environment change. Write down in your mind. Act 1. Cut. Close the door that feeds the cycle. Act 2. Repair. Clear the pending issue that blocks the harvest. Act 3. Seal. Consecrate the house and shield the first days. Stay with me until the end, because in Act 3 there is a seal that almost no one does, and that is exactly why many people start the year with hope and end with repetition. Now I ask you a question that seems simple but cuts. Does your house have walls, but does it have a spiritual owner? Does your life have an agenda, but does it have governance? Does your heart have faith, but does it have a guard? Miguel is not here to accuse you. He is here to wake you up. Miguel is commander of the Celestials. He is the guardian of combat. He separates the gap from protection. And when he arrives, he does not make a speech, he gives an order. Today's order is close, repair, seal. And I will guide you the right way. Image, gesture, decision. No cascade of concepts, no beautiful talk that doesn't turn into action. Let's go. Before Act 1, I want to give you 5 clear signs of an open door. It's not to scare you, it's to locate you. You start the day already tired, as if someone had stolen your energy at night. You try to organize an area of your life and, inexplicably, everything turns into confusion again. You get a good chance, and then self-sabotage with a habit you yourself hate. You have small explosions. You say what you didn't want to, you buy what you didn't need, you go back to what you promised to cut. You feel a constant mental noise as if your mind never stays silent. If you saw yourself in 2 of these signs, listen, you are not weak. You just need to close the right door. And that's what we are going to do now. Act 1, cut. What you close so the new is not invaded. If you want prosperity, first you need to stop feeding what impoverishes you on the inside. Because there is poverty that is not in the pocket. It is in the habit. It is in the mind. It is in the mouth. It is in the small choices you make when no one sees. And most people don't notice their own hand on the doorknob. They ask for abundance, but continue opening the same doors with the same hands. So do it with me now. This here is physical, because the invisible responds to the concrete. Take a paper, a real paper. If you don't have one, use your phone's notepad. But if you can, use paper. Paper is ritual. Paper is proof. Write 3 phrases. Just 3. Short, without over-explaining. The door I close is antamandasau. The pattern I cut is I. The lie I refuse is I. Now pay attention. Do not write generic anxiety. Write the scene. Write the gesture. Examples. I close the door to comparing myself before sleeping. I close the door to going back to those who humiliate me. I close the door to spending when I'm sad. I close the door to complaining about what I don't build. I close the door to postponing what would save me. I close the door to speaking ill of myself. Now look at what you wrote and feel. If it hurt, it's because it's true, and what is true can be closed. Here Miguel does not watch from afar. He approaches like a sword, and he asks, will you continue opening this? So I'm going to give you 3 doors that steal prosperity and abundance. and you will recognize them because they have a smell, they have consequences, they have a mark. Door 1, the door of chaos. Chaos is not style. Chaos is a gap. It's the sink always full. It's the table always cluttered. It's the whatever drawer. It's the cabinet you push and close quickly. It's lost bills, lost documents, lost deadlines. Chaos turns into noise, and noise turns into anxiety, and anxiety turns into spending, fighting, impulsivity. Do you notice how one thing pulls another? Door 2, the door of the mouth. Prosperity does not reside in a mouth that prophesies defeat. Some people wake up and say, "My life is a hell. I am unlucky. It never works out." And then they want to reap victory. Word is seed. Word is key. Open mouth, open door. Door 3, the door of postponement. The enemy loves postponement because postponement doesn't seem like a sin. It seems like just later. But what you postpone creates roots. You postpone asking for forgiveness. You postpone organizing. You postpone talking. You postpone cutting the addiction. You postpone sleeping early. You postpone putting things in order. And suddenly, it turned into you. You are not a person who postpones. You are postponement in person. And this steals prosperity without making noise. Now choose, which of these doors represents you today, without shame, with truth. And I'm going to give you a quick test now so you don't escape into the generic. Look at 3 places in your house: the entrance where you arrive, the table where you eat, the bed where you rest. If the entrance is cluttered, you are entering the year stumbling. If the table is dirty or full of meaningless things, you are feeding on noise. If the bed is disorganized, you are resting in chaos. Prosperity likes a clear path. Abundance likes a prepared place. This is not aesthetics. This is applied spirituality. So choose a 10-minute victory still today. A bag of trash out, a clean countertop, a breathable corner. 10 minutes, that's all. But do it like someone closing a door. Now crumple the paper. Squeeze it. Like someone crushing an old agreement. Open it again and tear it. Tear it slowly, without hatred, with governance. While tearing, say, "I close this door. I cut this pattern. I refuse this lie." You are not tearing paper. You are cutting permission. Now pick up a simple object. A key, a coin, a cup, a pen. Anything small. Hold it for 10 seconds and say, "I govern. I do not enter the year on autopilot. I close doors with awareness." Then place this object in a visible place. Because tomorrow, when your hand wants to go back to the doorknob, you will remember, "I closed it." A woman entered the last day of the year with a smile on the outside and a knot on the inside. She said, "Next year, I will prosper." But every time she received extra money, she spent it to feel in control. And every time she spent, guilt came, and all guilt turned into more spending. She was not irresponsible. She was wounded, and an unhealed wound turns into a habit. At that turn, she did Act 1. She wrote, "I close the door to anxiety purchases." She tore it, and before midnight, she made a simple gesture. She deleted the app that triggered it and removed the saved card. She did not wait for willpower. She made a cut. The next month, the urge came, and here's the part that changes everything. She looked at the key on the nightstand and remembered, "I closed it." She breathed, drank water, and did not open the door. Prosperity begins like this, a truly closed door. A man used to say, "I will change my life." But every month he started promising and ended up putting out fires. He was not bad, he was late, and lateness became identity. At the turn, he wrote, "I closed the door to postponement." And he took a concrete action right then and there. He marked on his phone the day and time to resolve a pending issue he had been avoiding for years, and set an alarm. And when the alarm rang, he went. It wasn't a miracle out of nowhere, it was governance. And there is another door that seems small, but destroys prosperity. The door of the mouth that complains collectively. A person would enter a message group and within 5 minutes would already be comparing, complaining, mocking, feeling smaller. And then she would close her phone with a weight on her chest without realizing where it came from. At the turn, she did Act 1 simply. She silenced the group. She left the group and set a rule for herself. I will not start the year feeding on poison. It was a small decision, but when you cut the source, the mind clears, and when the mind clears, life moves forward. Now I'm going to be direct with you. What is your doorknob? Choose one concrete action for the next 24 hours. Just one, small but definitive. Examples. Delete a contact that pulls you into addiction and drama. Leave a group that only spreads poison. Block a profile that poisons you with comparison. Separate bills and face what you avoid. Organize a drawer that became an altar of chaos. Cancel a subscription that drains you. Stop punishing yourself with words. It's not, I'll try. It's, I close today. And hear the hammer phrase. An open door does not combine with overflowing favor. If this Act 1 struck you, comment just one word. Closed. Not for me, for you. Now breathe. Because cutting without repairing turns into relapse. And that's why Act 2 exists. Act 2, repair. What you set right, for heaven to unlock. Now comes the part that many people avoid, because here it is not mysticism, here it is responsibility. You can pray for prosperity, you can fast, you can make a purpose, you can ask bless Señor Janai, but if there is a pending issue, there is a blockage. Miguel is not the angel of I'll see later. Miguel is the angel of resolve, and pay attention to this. A pending issue is a leak, and a leak drains favor. You may even receive a blessing, but it trickles away, because the channel is open, because the foundation is crooked, because there is something pending that you pretend not to see, but your soul knows. There are 3 types of pending issues that block prosperity. Money pending issue, you owe and you stall, you hold what is not yours, or you live with invisible leaks, interest, fees, micro-installments, impulses. Word pending issue, you promised and did not keep it. You said I'll be there and were not. You said I'll change and repeated. A broken word turns into noise in the soul, and noise turns into delay. Honor pending issue. You hurt someone, or you allowed yourself to be hurt and never set a boundary. You live owing respect to others or to yourself, and lack of honor is also a gap. Now I'm going to ask you 3 questions, and you will answer with a name, with a scene, with a fact, without over-explaining. What did I take and not return? What did I promise and not fulfill? Who did I hurt and pretended it didn't happen? Maybe you will say, but I didn't steal anything. Sometimes you took someone's time, you took trust, you took peace, you took opportunity, you took credit, you took a place that was not yours. To repair is not to humiliate yourself. To repair is to align. I remember a man crying on a church pew at the end of the year. He said, I don't understand why my life isn't moving forward. He spoke of closed doors, of money that disappears, of peace that does not arrive. And the question came simple, like a blade. Did you return what was not yours? He froze, because he knew it wasn't a big crime. It was a shortcut, an ill-resolved favor, a signature in someone else's name. Money held back, a small mistake that became a habit. And then comes what no one wants to hear. Sometimes prosperity is not a lack of opportunity. It is a lack of honesty with one's own path. Miguel does not expose to destroy you. Miguel exposes to free you. Another scene, silent. A mother promised her son, next year I will be different. But she repeated the same pattern, shouting, guilt, excuse, repetition. The boy did not want an expensive gift. He wanted presence. At the turn, she did Act 2. She wrote, I repair my word. And within 72 hours, she did something worth more than a gift. She sat down, looked him in the eyes, and said, I made a mistake. I will seek help. I will change with action. That boy breathed as if returning home. Repair brings peace. Peace opens the way. The way calls prosperity. Now I want you to understand something. Heaven does not work against you. Heaven works with truth, and truth demands repair. The person who truly prospers is not the one who never makes mistakes. It is the one who does not make a home out of the mistake. It is the one who fixes. It is the one who aligns. It is the one who cleans. Now do this. Choose one minimum repair to do in 72 hours. Minimum, not heroic, minimum. And I will give you practical examples so you don't run away. If it's money, I owe you. Today I can pay X. I will pay the rest in Y days. If it's a word, I said I would do it, and I didn't. I take responsibility. From today on, I will do it like this. Jazz. If it's honor, I was unfair. I am very sorry. I want to repair. If it's a boundary, I no longer accept this. I will protect myself. I will respect myself. Don't wait to feel. Do it with discipline, because discipline is prosperity in the form of habit. If you get stuck because you don't know what to say, use short phrases. No drama, no justifying, no defending yourself. Model 1, request for forgiveness. I acknowledge that I hurt you. I am very sorry. I want to repair. Model 2, restitution. I owe you. I will return it in X days. Today I can do Y. Model 3, broken promise. I did not fulfill what I said. I take responsibility. From today on, I will do it like this. E. Model 4, boundary. I no longer accept this. I will protect myself. I will respect myself. See? Short, objective. Miguel loves short phrases because short phrases turn into action. Take another paper. Write a name or a situation. Just one. Below write, I repair in 72 hours. Fold it. Place it in a visible spot, in your wallet, on the fridge, on the mirror, on the nightstand. It's not superstition, it's commitment. And when you fulfill it, you tear it up. Because a completed repair closes a portal. Maybe you'll say, but I'm afraid of the response. I'm ashamed. I can't return everything. Listen, a minimum repair is better than a beautiful excuse. If you can't return everything, return a token. If you can't talk face to face, send a message. If the person doesn't want to talk, you do your part and move on in peace. Miguel is not asking for perfection. Miguel is asking for truth. Because prosperity built on pending issues is like water in a leaky bucket. You fill it, fill it, fill it. And at the end of the month, you don't know where it went. And let me expand on that with an image. Think of an open faucet dripping all night. In the morning, the floor is wet, and you don't even know how it happened. That's what a pending issue is like. It makes no noise, but it drenches life. And there is a type of repair that almost no one remembers, repairing with oneself. You promised you would take care of yourself. You promised you would sleep better. You promised you would stop abandoning yourself. And every month you break that promise. So, in addition to repairing with people, choose one repair with yourself. Schedule an appointment you've been postponing. Go back to walking for 15 minutes. Stop sleeping with a screen in your face. Eat with respect. Drink water as someone who respects their own life. This is also honor. And honor also unlocks. If your pending issue is money, make a simple gesture still today. Take an envelope, a small box or a jar. Write, repair. Put any symbolic amount inside. It can be small, it can be coins, it can be a bill. This amount is not to pay everything. It is to break the spell of flight. Every time you put something there, you are saying, I return to govern. And when the day of reckoning comes, you take this jar and complete the repair. Miguel likes concrete gestures, because concrete gestures defeat self-deception. Now hold this phrase. Repair is not punishment. Repair is foundation. Repair is channel. Repair is freedom. And when you repair, a simple miracle happens. Silence. The silence of guilt going away. Now prepare. Because Act 3 is where heaven meets the house, and here the script turns into ritual. Act 3. Seal. What you consecrate, for the year to be born protected. Now we arrive at the act that changes the environment, the act that transforms the turn into an altar, the act that makes the first day of the year not a spiritual hangover, but the beginning of governance. You have already closed a door, you have already decided to repair a pending issue. Now comes what almost no one does, seal. Because there are people who cut and repair, but enter the year with an open house, a loose mind, a mouth without a guard. And then the enemy doesn't need to knock down. He just needs to distract. He just needs to make you go back to autopilot. So Act 3 is simple, and that's why it's powerful. The seal has 3 movements. First fruits, word, doors. First fruits, the first gesture. Prosperity follows direction, and direction appears in what you do first. Many people start the year with excesses. They start with waste. They start with fighting. They start with heavy jokes. They start with a hangover, and then ask, why did the year already start heavy? So make a gesture of first fruits. It doesn't have to be money. It's priority. It's a sign. Choose one first fruit now and do it at the turn or in the first hour of the year. First fruit A, specific gratitude. Take a paper and write 3 gratitudes, but real, specific gratitude. Thank you, because I survived. Thank you because I learned. Thank you because I still have a chance. First fruit B, visible order. Clean a spot in the house, a table, a sink, the entrance. Just one spot. And say, I prepare a place for the new. First fruit C, discreet generosity. Make a small gesture for someone, a message, help, food, a small amount, without posting, without announcing. Deus sees in secret. First fruit D, presence. 10 minutes without a screen, without noise, just breathing and saying, Deus govern me, Miguel guard me. The gesture is the message. I don't start the year in ego. I start at the altar. Word, what you decree now, comes the part that activates or cancels. Many people open their mouths to complain, mock, fight, and then ask for blessings. Miguel guards doors and guards the mouth. So, in the first minutes of the year, you will decree direction. Look at the palm of your hand, feel your pulse, and say, I do not enter this year to survive. I enter to prosper with responsibility. I receive wisdom. I receive discipline. I receive favor. Now speak the phrase that seals prosperity with peace. I refuse poverty of mind. And here are 3 short phrases to repeat when fear wants to enter. I choose order. I choose truth. I choose constancy, because constancy is abundance in the form of routine. Doors, what you allow to enter now, the doors of the house, without theatricalizing, without fighting, without explaining to those who don't understand. Do it with respect. Walk through the house and close 3 places, the main door, the most used window, the bedroom door, and as you close, say, I seal this house. I seal my mind. I seal my table. If you live with family, do it in silence. Heaven understands intention. If you are at a party with family, with noise, with people toasting, it's fine. You don't need to become strange. You just need to have a minute with Deus. When midnight strikes, or in the first minute, you can do this. Place your hand on your heart, take 3 deep breaths, and say, in silence or in a low voice, Deus govern my year. Miguel guard my doors, I choose order. It's quick, but it's an alignment. You are not asking for a cheap miracle. You are putting yourself in governance. Now follow the seal of the table, which is the most powerful anchor to maintain the mood of the house. Now comes the seal I promised. And it is here that many people lose favor without realizing it. Before going to sleep on the first day of the year, tidy the table where you eat, even if it's small, even if you're tired, even if you live alone. Remove 3 things that do not belong on the table: accumulated paper, dirty glasses, random objects, and place 3 simple things: a glass of clean water, a clean plate or a simple tablecloth, a light on for 1 minute, it can be a candle or just the ambient light, and say without shouting but with conviction, this table is blessed. In my house there will be no lack of bread. I receive prosperity without anxiety. I receive abundance with peace. This is symbolic and practical. You train order. And order calls favor, because prosperity does not like an environment without governance. Now write down the 3 no's for the first 7 days, because the test of favor is simple. What you cut, you keep cut. No to unnecessary fighting. You don't need to win an argument, you need to win a cycle. No to impulsive waste, you don't need to prove anything to anyone, you need to build. No to going back to what you have already closed. If you closed it, don't negotiate. If you cut it, don't touch it again. And here Miguel acts. He pushes small but definitive decisions. If your door was chaos, today you choose a place for everything. If your door was your mouth, today you stop saying I can't. If your door was postponement, today you resolve 1 pending issue in 15 minutes. Just 1. But resolve it, Because governance is proven in small, repeated actions. Constancy is the name of prosperity. Now write it down. 7 days, 1 gesture per day. Small, but real. Day 1. Organize a spot in the house, a drawer, a counter, the entrance. Day 2. Make your minimum repair or send the message. Day 3. Write 3 goals with a deadline and a first step. Day 4. 20 minutes of silence without a screen and ask, where do I open a gap? Day 5. An act of discreet generosity. Day 6. Review expenses and cut a leak. Day 7. Give thanks aloud for 3 small victories. This is not self-help. It is applied spiritual discipline. It is Miguel training you to govern. And I will tell you why each day exists. Day 1, order cuts chaos. Day 2, repair closes the gap. Day 3, goals, gives direction for prosperity to land. Day 4, silence, restores discernment. Day 5, generosity, takes you out of ego and opens flow. Day 6, cutting leaks, prevents favor from trickling away. Day 7, gratitude, seals the mind in abundance, not in lack. Don't do it perfectly. Do it really. Because heaven does not bless theatrical perfection. Heaven blesses humble constancy. Now place your hand on your chest and repeat with me, slowly. São Miguel Arcanjo, with your sword, cut all permission I gave to what destroys me. Close the doors I did not have the strength to close alone. Give me courage to repair what remained pending, and seal my house, guard my mind, guard my mouth, guard my steps, guard my eyes, guard my table, guard my work, guard my decisions. May prosperity come with peace, and may abundance come with wisdom. May I not live by impulse, but by governance. May I not live by fear, but by constancy. I receive direction. I receive discipline. I receive favor. Amen. If you did all 3 acts, even if now, even in your own way, comment, sealed, and send this video to someone you love, because that person might be entering the year with an open door without realizing it. Don't enter the year sleeping. Enter the year governing, because when Miguel guards the door, favor finds its way.